that are not that aren't ADHD friendly. All the information below came from the Spectrum website in the article The Worst Jobs for People with ADHD. ADHD is an unpredictable thing sometimes. There is a significant range to the symptoms that someone with ADHD could have. That means there are also a range of the kind of jobs that people with ADHD should avoid. Whether or not a job is a good fit depends largely on the type of ADHD you have. Regardless of the type of ADHD you have, there are a number of career options that many folks with ADHD would struggle to thrive in. Here are a few examples of the worst jobs for people with ADHD: data entry, accounting, librarian, laboratory work, assembly line or factory work, fast food, retail, clerical work. Why are these bad jobs for ADHD? The biggest problem with any job will be whether or not the person with ADHD has the freedom to regulate. There are a number of employment factors that can hinder that freedom. The job is overstimulating. The job is understimulating. The job is not flexible enough. The job is not predictable, or the job is too predictable. This might sound like a lot of contradiction, but ADHD, at its core, is about dysregulation. Our attention, our motivation, our executive functioning, and even our emotions can be dysregulated. I'm having a good weekend. I'm just tired, but I'll be fine. There are many ways for this to express itself in an individual. There are even more variations of our symptoms based on other neurological, health, and environmental factors. That's why flexibility is so important in the work we choose. People with ADHD need to avoid jobs that will be rigid and inflexible in their expectations, and we need to avoid jobs that will drain our energy to the point of burnout. ADHD burnout is its own kind of burnout, especially because struggling against dysregulation makes even everyday tasks harder for us to accomplish. Why the worst jobs for some won't be the worst jobs for others. A lot of what are viewed as deficits in ADHD are often our strengths. For example, we can be impulsive, but that same impulsivity makes us flexible problem solvers and innovators. We are adaptable often because we are able to pivot on cue. I mean, for me personally, because I'm autistic and an ADHD, I am impulsive, but I also know when to rein it in. That might be because I also am autistic. The same symptom can also present itself differently in different people. Hyperfocus for a person with inactive ADHD often means that the person focuses deeply on a detailed task while shutting out the rest of the world. Oh, I'm just talking about the jobs that aren't ADHD friendly, which I did say what those jobs were at the beginning of this article. I mean, based on the article that I read. And now, okay, alternatively, hyperfocus and hyperactive ADHD types translate into being especially able to navigate chaotic and emergency situations. Hyperactivity can mean being constantly on the go and also can mean that being very fidgety. It can also look like someone is very talkative and anxious. It just depends on the individual's neurological and brain development. So a job like fast food might be a great job for someone with hyperactive ADHD, but absolutely awful for someone who has inactive ADHD. I think I have, actually, honestly, I probably have inactive ADHD. Um, I included the list above specifically because most people with ADHD would avoid such a hectic and inflexible job. Key is balance. Sorry, the key is balance. Most people with ADHD will find that the worst jobs are the ones that don't let them balance their work responsibilities with their disability needs. Accordingly, some of the best jobs for ADHD, people with ADHD, are exactly the opposite. Jobs like data entry will include, which was included in the list above, because data entry tasks are likely to be understanding if it's the core part of the workday. However, when they are not the majority of the job, tasks like accounting and data entry can be grounding tasks that assist with certain ADHD symptoms. Grounding tasks are predictable routines, which help clear hurdles of executive dysfunction and attention regulation. While we thrive with, oh, thanks, chill, where am I at? Yes, okay. While we thrive with novelty in many ways, novelty can trigger dysregulation. Uh, my brain is blanking, hold on. Perfectionism and avoidance are symptoms of ADHD. Oh, thanks. Um, which is probably why I have problems with perfectionism, because I also have ADHD. I didn't realize that was a symptom of it. I didn't know. I just assumed it was part of being Mariah. Okay, back to the notes. Um, a friend of mine, a friend once likened the issue to a pinball machine. Sometimes, if a task is new, um, or intimidating, the uncertainty can prevent ADHD focus from setting in. Um, rather than tend to ping or tend to, sorry, rather it tends to ping around like a ball in a pinball machine. Ironically, it's times like these when the ADHD brain seems to be craving hyper focus rather than creative, abstract thinking. Having a routine task to fall back on during these times is like this can remove the uncertainty obstacle and bridge the gap between the pinball brain and the ADHD focus state. Um, and hello to, I don't know how to say your name, and I'm sorry for saying it wrong. I think it's Espo. See, I'm not going to say it right. I know I don't like saying names wrong. I'm just going to call you, is it okay if I call you Esty? Because I don't know how to say your name. Thank you for the belated birthday wish. My bad if I said it wrong. I'm pretty sure I probably said it wrong. Okay, too much novelty and our attention will bounce around. That being said, if there's too much repetition, boredom can set in. And of course, this doesn't, these jobs will not, these don't tailor people that are autistic and ADHD. I don't even know if I can even find anything like that for a topic. And of course, I have both. So for me, data entry is not hard because I'm also autistic. But that's for people that have certain types of ADHD, which there are three different types. But that's not what this video is about. Boredom in this case is not an attitude or a lack of interest. Rather, it's a physical state of under stimulation that people with ADHD find kind of painful. Even super fantastic topics can lead to boredom states if forced to engage in ways that aren't friendly to the ADHD mind. Takeaway: avoid jobs that are not accommodating your ADHD. The best way to know what jobs to avoid when you have ADHD is to know your ADHD. Know the type you have, what your symptoms are, what works to help you cope with them. And, with all this information in mind, you'll know what kind of jobs to look for. Here are some examples to help you conceptualize of how, sorry, conceptualizing, because I say it, of how your balancing act can work. Writing is best for someone who likes projects and mix of hold on, I'm trying to think of how to say the words. I don't say it wrong. anatom, it's not anatomy. Oh, brain, come on. And I think it's anonymous. I'm so sorry for that. I know my pronunciation issues. I'm also dyslexic. And collaborative workflows. Event planning is better for someone who is more extroverted and focuses up in a pitch and craves frequent new challenges. Creative production is great for creative types that benefit from small group collaborations to help stay focused and on task. Whatever you choose, pick the job that supports your needs and utilize your unique strengths. You'll find the worst jobs for people with ADHD are the ones that make you pretend that like you don't have it. Do you guys have any questions? I don't remember them off the top of my hand. I know inactive is one. I know inactive is one. Hy- Hyperactivity is another, and I forgot what the third one is. I did a video on it. It's labeled ADHD. I just don't remember the third one off the top of my head. I didn't even know there was different types until I looked it up, and I do think I do have inactive ADHD. Sometimes I can see the ADHD. I wouldn't say hyperactive. Probably other people will always say, "Mariah, you probably have hyperactive," but I don't think I do. Um, Good question. Any other questions? That's all you have? Oh, thanks, Nick. Okay, so I do have a poll currently up for to decide what topic we're gonna do for when we reach 1,200 subscribers. That is up. Next, fun unscripted live stream will be on Monday, January 20th at 6 p.m. Eastern. The next scripted live stream will be on Saturday, January 25th at noon Eastern, and I'll be on the topic of jobs that are not autistic friendly. Since no one else has any questions, thanks for watching. I love you guys. Bye. And you guys have a good weekend, please.